Nashville, Tennessee. It's country music time, brought to you by your local Air Force recruiter and this radio station. Now, here's the star of this week's show, Bill Monroe.
Water boy, won't you bring that water around? If you don't like your job, said you want a bucket.
Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music. Welcome to Country Music Time.
Thank you, Pete. It's good to be here with you.
You kept your promise. The last time you were a guest on our show, about 18 months ago or so, we asked you to please come back as soon as you can, and here you are, and it's a real pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
America is finally catching up with you, because no matter where I travel nowadays, the bluegrass sound seems to be heard a lot more on the radio. To what do you attribute that? What do you think is happening?
Well, it seemed like, Pete, it's taken a long time for it to really grow and get all over the world, but I think it's there now, and I'm really glad and I'm really proud of with the way the people has helped me out with it. The Grand Ole Opry, really went all out to help me with the bluegrass music.
Of course, you've been a member of the Opry for over 40 years.
43 years this past October.
Incredible. And you're still going? You're still working? Still on the road?
I don't want to quit.
I think if you quit, you just wouldn't find anything else you'd want to do, is there?
That's right.
One can't imagine Bill Monroe doing anything but picking some fine music.
Well, Pete, I got so many friends and fans all over the world that I like to see them once in a while, And if I just quit playing, I never would get to see them again.
When I hear bluegrass music, to me it sounds lonely. It has a lonely sound to it. Do you feel the same way?
I feel the same way. Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Well, it was put in there through the blues and the gospel singing, and the old-time way of playing the fiddle years ago.
Well, look, I'm really pleased and honored by the fact that you have your mandolin here. I thought maybe if you could just pick it up real quick and do a little something for us.
Pete, I don't know how it's going to sound because it's raining outside.
And the instrument you're holding right now is older than I am, I'll tell you that.
What do you think that I could play today?
I'll tell you what, if you want a personal favorite,
okay,
if you could play a few licks off of My Last Days on Earth, which is a song you did on the last program with us.
I would like to do that, but the mandolin has to be tuned up different,
That's right. We talked about that. It's completely different tuning.
Yeah.
But anything you want.
Let's see. Let's see, I wrote a number entitled the Golden West. Could I play just a little bit of that?
Absolutely, sir. That's pretty. Are there words to that, too?
No, sir, there probably should be, but it's still just instrumental.
Again, it gives me that lonely feeling, though, that is so typical of the bluegrass sound.
Well, it does something for you. If you're playing music and you love the blues, and many days it's sad, and of course maybe the next day would be good, but and that kind of music touches you good, like that.
Well, millions of your fans, including myself, are very happy that we have your music on record. And I'd like to listen to another song of yours that we have ready to go. It's called Is the Blue Moon Still Shining? Here's Bill Monroe.
Is the blue moon still shining? Does it shine for you like it shines for me? Will the blue moon bring us back together? Or will it leave us with a sad memory? Do we think of each other when the moon is blue? Do you need me as I need you? Will you ever come back and love me? Or tell me, are we really through? At night when the blue moon is shining, I think of you and the plans we made. But now you've gone and left me alone and oh so afraid. Do we think of each other when the moon is blue? Do you need me as I need you? Will you ever come back and love me? Or tell me, are we really through? Now I wonder, is the blue moon still shining for you as it still does for me? Are you too proud to come back? Or did you really want to be free? Do we think of each other when the moon is blue? Do you need me as I need you? Will you ever come back and love me? Or tell me, are we really through?
And now here's Air Force Sergeant Pete Frankeit with a few words about the United States Air Force.
Thank you, Bill Monroe. Recent veterans of the armed services are finding the same thing everyone else says these days. A good job is hard to come by. Sure, there are jobs available, but what about the future? Job security is an important thing to consider when you're making serious career decisions. If you're an honorably discharged veteran from any of the armed services, you have valuable working experience and skills. We'd like you to know that the U.S. Air Force is looking for experienced, skilled people just like you. Think back. You remember the regular pay raises, the 20-year retirement plan, 30 days of vacation with pay each year, the savings from shopping at the commissary and exchange, and the health care and recreational facilities for you and your family. Well, it can all be yours again. It's up to you. Maybe a look back can be your fresh new look ahead. For details about prior service opportunities and current programs, see your local Air Force recruiter. Look into the phone book under U.S. Government. The Air Force, a great way of life. That, of course, is the music of Bill Monroe. It's called Come Hither to Go Yonder. Where'd you get a crazy title like that, Bill?
Pete, I was reading through some books once, and I found that way they said that word there.
Makes sense to me. Come hither to go yonder. Before we close out, I'd like to mention the fact that you're excited about a new album you're putting together with a lot of friends and colleagues of yours.
I really am. It's going to be Bill Monroe and his country friends.
You got a bunch of them. It's going to be a long album, sir.
Yes, it will. Let's see. We have 7 already, and we've got 3 to go. We'll have it ready. Mm-hmm. Johnny Cash is on it, and people like that, and Waylon Jennings, and the Gatlin brothers, and Ricky Skaggs, and Willie Nelson's going to be on it.
Oh boy!
Conway wants to be on it, and Barbara Mandrell. It's a big line.
You're probably going to have to make a two-disc album.
That's what I think they should do. Yes, sir.
Well, continued success to you, sir, and keep on plugging away. I love your music, and you're a wonderful guy, and we're glad to have you in the studio again.
Well, thank you, Pete, and any time that you can use me, I'll be right here.
Country Music Time was recorded live in Nashville, Tennessee, and brought to you by your local Air Force recruiter and this radio station. Technical direction by Chuck Hawsey. Engineering by Jack Logan. This is Air Force Sergeant Pete Frankeit saying thanks again to Bill Monroe and reminding you to contact your local Air Force recruiter to get details about Air Force experience. It could be your ticket to a great way of life.